Hello and welcome to the conjugate acids and conjugate bases tutorial. This tutorial is a review of conjugate acids and conjugate bases. We will do a review of Bronsted-Lowry acids and bases before beginning conjugate acids and conjugate bases. An acid is defined as a substance that donates a proton, H+, to another species, and a base is defined as a substance that accepts a proton, H+, from another species. In the first part of this tutorial, I will give you two reactions with the acids, bases, conjugate acids, and conjugate bases labeled. There will be a question for you to answer to help you understand conjugate acids and conjugate bases. When prompted, please pause the video, answer the question, and then play the video to hear the answer to the question. And here are the two reactions. Using these two reactions, please identify the relationship between the acid and the conjugate base and the relationship between the base and the conjugate acid. Please pause the video at this time and good luck. Welcome back. Let's go over your answers to the question. We were asked to identify the relationship between the acid and the conjugate base. We are also asked to find the relationship between the base and the conjugate acid. Hopefully, you noticed that the only difference between the acid and its conjugate base, or the base and its conjugate acid, is that the acid has an extra hydrogen atom. Therefore, when an acid donates an H+ ion, the result is the conjugate base. Conversely, when a base accepts an H+ ion, the result is the conjugate acid. Note, the acid and base are generally the reactants, and the conjugate acid and base are generally the products. Now it's time for some practice. In the next question of the tutorial, I will post a reaction. Please pause the video and using your knowledge of acids, bases, conjugate acids, and conjugate bases, please identify the acid, base, conjugate acid, and conjugate base in the reaction. Here is your reaction. Please pause the video and good luck. Hello again. The acid is the reactant that donates a proton, and therefore benzoic acid is the acid. The base is the substance that accepts the proton, and therefore the methylamine is the base. We know that acid becomes the conjugate base in the products, and therefore the benzoate is the conjugate base. The base becomes the conjugate acid in the products, and therefore the methylammonium is the conjugate acid. I will have you complete just one more exercise in this tutorial. In the following questions, you will be asked to give the conjugate acid or conjugate base when given an acid or base. You must first pause the video, write down the structures of the molecules or ions, find the conjugate acid or base, then play the video to check your answers. Here are the questions. Please pause the video and good luck. Welcome back. Let's check your answers by starting with the first question and working through them one by one. Our first question gave us the following ion. The question asked for the conjugate acid of the ion. Therefore, we will treat the ion as a base and it will accept a hydrogen ion to give us its conjugate acid. The next question asked for the conjugate base of the following molecule. Thus, we need to treat the molecule as an acid and the molecule will donate a hydrogen ion to give us the following conjugate base. In the next question, we are given the following molecule, and we are asked to find its conjugate acid, and therefore we need to treat the ion as a base and have the ion accept a hydrogen ion to give us the following molecule. We were next given the following ion. And to find the conjugate acid and conjugate base of the ion. First, we will find the conjugate acid by treating the ion as a base and having the ion accept a hydrogen ion, giving us the following molecule. We were also asked to find the conjugate base of the original ion, which would mean we would need to treat the ion as an acid and have the ion donate a proton to give us the following ion. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Please feel free to watch the other tutorials, and good luck.